If you noticed some smearing or blurriness in some fast paced games on your Switch 2, well, it's not in your head, it's actually the screen itself. The Switch 2 screen has already been getting blasted with hate because of the fact that it's an LCD screen, not an OLED, which makes it look like a downfall. The HDR isn't true because it doesn't even hit 400 nits of brightness. But on top of that, the screen itself has a very slow response time. And because of that, some of the games, fast paced games, are pretty much having a lot of blur, smearing, ghosting, and that is a problem that people don't like and people are noticing with some of the videos we're getting put out there. Overall, let's get serious right now. We got to dive into this. I also want to dive into the technology and upscaling because, you know, Switch 2 is using so much AI technology. I'm actually curious on how that would even be performing in the long run. Like, will there be issues? We don't know. I want to get into a lot of stuff today. So, overall, a lot of people are talking about, oh, there's ghosting, there's smearing, the screen's not looking great. In my honest opinion, I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you're buying something from Nintendo, don't expect the best. All right. If you really want to game on something very well, you're probably gonna want to get yourself a PC. But if you're buying a Switch 2, you're probably trying to play a bunch of Nintendo games. You're just trying to have fun. So, by all means, enjoy your current or next lap of Mario Kart World because this is not a big deal. This is not a horrible thing. Um, it sucks, I guess, if you are playing fast paced games because you're definitely gonna want that response time. Well, by all means, I don't think anyone here is buying a Switch 2 to play competitive Fortnite or trying to go far in Halo or whatever. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't like this. The LCD screen was already a downfall. The fact that it doesn't hit true HDR because it's not even hitting 400 nits of brightness, it's not running true HDR, and with the system compatibility and the settings and whatnot, you're just not really getting the right HDR. It's got some issues, and that alone I think sucks alone. But on top of that, of course, what's really going on over here? So apparently, of course, the monitors compared to a solid gaming monitor, what's happening is you're getting 33 ms response time at 60 hertz refresh rate, which is terribly slow. Most monitors, specifically around the 1080p, are probably going to want to be under 10 ms, 10 response time, so that things aren't looking blurry and very smear like. But nonetheless, it's still great. The HDR, I'm guessing, is still good if you have the right settings, right? Again, a lot of people have to really work on those settings because it doesn't look as good, right? But 33 is pretty bad. It should try to be under 10. At the end of the day, this is causing games to have plenty of ghosting and smearing with fast paced games. And, you know, I think some people are truly frustrated about it. Now, my monitor has literally less than 1 ms at 4K 144 hertz, which is crazy. But again, I have a pretty expensive monitor. It's worth more than two Switch 2s. Now, let's keep going. Upscaling technology, right? Because a lot of people talk about the upscaling technology. Does this have some sort of interference with it? Or maybe, is it just a terrible screen? What is going on? Again, there's so many reasons why this could be happening. I don't, maybe it's just the on-screen technology. Maybe it's the fact that it's relying on so much AI technology to do so much and give it the boost and the power that it's probably, you know, not going to have such a fast response time, or maybe they cut some cost. You know what I mean? Because Nintendo always takes some step backwards when doing things, just like Pokemon, right? They do so many steps forward and a lot of steps backwards. At the end of the day, enjoy your Switch 2. Have fun. Enjoy it. It's not that big of a deal. But, some people, I think a lot of people are just trying to make content. They're just trying to piss people off and get in people's head here. And I'm gonna be real with you. In my honest opinion, this does not change my reason to get a Switch 2. If you want to get a Switch 2, I don't think this is a bad reason not to get it. Maybe it'll delay your reason so that you get a better Switch 2 because maybe they'll make an OLED, which I made a video on. I'm sure they are going to make an OLED, which could solve a lot of these issues. Maybe I don't know, but at least we talked about what an OLED version for the Switch 2 could be like. Again, people want perfection, because they're paying the price, so there's nothing wrong with that. But it's Nintendo. I hope that answers your question. They're not going to deliver the best thing, right? At the end of the day, I think a lot of people are making this a really big deal. Enjoy your video game, enjoy your time, have fun. So don't fall for this nonsense. Don't be arguing on the internet about this. Just enjoy it. Enjoy what you have. It's not that big of a deal, and I'm just letting everybody know it's really not that big of a deal. But that's what's going on here. And truth be told, it sucks that it doesn't have the fastest response time. But yet again, no big deal. My big concern, again, we talked about HDR, really not the best settings. And the other problem is the fact that it's relying on so much upscaling and AI technology. I think this is a real issue here. How would this work in the long term? Like, would this lead to overheating? Would this lead to, eventually more screen issues or in general more problems? Because, if you're relying on so much on AI technology, it's relying so much on other things, how would that sustain long term? That's the real question here. I don't know. But I'm guaranteed that a lot of Switch 2s will have some issues. Hopefully they don't. But I'm not surprised if a few years on the road, some of the AI built in NVIDIA technology, some of it just starts malfunctioning, right? We don't know. It's not the best screen, so maybe screen burnout isn't going to be, maybe it will happen even quicker. We don't know. So there's definitely things to look out for the Switch 2, and hopefully those things don't happen. But by all means, enjoy your Switch 2. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna be making more and more videos. Whether it's Fortnite, Nintendo, or anything like that, even Pokemon. That's what we do on this channel. So by all means, thank you all so much for watching, and make sure you guys subscribe and like. If you want to show some extra support, you could also do a super thanks. It means a lot. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time.